Let's stand on business. Feeling like you can't manage, no excuses. Ballet can stand it, no excuse. Keep losing your balance, no excuse. You better embrace the challenge, no excuse. You can give it your all, no excuse. But you better stand tall, no excuse. Get your back off the wall, no excuse. And embrace the challenge, embrace the challenge, embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. You better embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge, no excuses. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. You better embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. No excuses.
A lot of people want to be great when the lights come on, but most people don't want to put in the work to turn those lights on. They want the success, they want the recognition, they want the results, but they don't want the grind that it takes to build it. Welcome to the very first episode of the No Excuses, Embrace the Challenge motivational platform. My name is Lee Toldson, aka Coach T, and on side of me, I have my lovely wife,
Stephanie Toldson, owner of Align Counseling Services.
This space is for anyone who is looking for motivation. This is where you have a coach and a counselor come together to give you real life topics. Our videos are going to be posted every 2 weeks. They're going to be 10 to 25 minutes long. Before we get into our first topic, I want to give a huge shout out to John Garcia for helping us out with our space. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, DM him on Instagram. Another shout out to the King Tail Project. I love what these guys are doing in the community to help our young athletes. If you want to find out more about the King Tail Project, DM Ike Johnson on Instagram. And lastly, a huge shout out to one of my day ones, childhood friend T-Turn, for making us a fire intro for our platform. If you want an intro for your platform, DM him on Instagram at the THA_royal_tyrant, TYRANT. Now, let's get into our very first topic. And our topic today is turn on the lights. And I'm not talking about getting up in the morning and turning on that switch to get ready for work. How do you turn on those lights so that you can get to that next level, so that you can be successful? And from a coach's standpoint, you know, a lot of people want to be great when the lights come on, but most people don't want to put in the work to turn those lights on. They want the success, they want the recognition, they want the results, but they don't want the grind that it takes to build it. They don't want the grind that it takes to get over that mountain. That takes hard work. You have to earn the right to stand under those lights, which means you have to do the little things over and over until it becomes habit. Because the truth is this: if you only work hard when other people are watching, you're never going to reach your full potential. You're never going to be successful. You're never going to be able to turn on those lights. True greatness happens in those early morning grinds, those late night grinds when no one else is watching, when it's just you versus yourself. And when you do that over and over, you're going to be successful. When you wake up every morning and you make those type of deposits, you're going to find yourself running in a different circle. You're going to look yourself in the mirror and you're going to know that you're different. You're going to know that you him. You're going to know that you her. You don't have to wait for someone to recognize you or validate you for you to go in and put in work to reach your goals. Show up every day, work hard, make those deposits. And if you do, you're going to find yourself on a different platform. That's what separates the good from the great. But there's two sides to this thing. It's not just the physical side. It's also the mental side. And you have to have both working together in order to be successful, in order to be able to turn on those lights so that you can reach that next level. I'm going to have Stephanie talk a little bit about what it takes to turn on those lights from the mental side of things.
Yeah, I love Lee's perspective. I love his ideas on success. I love his mentality and the grind that he has just in his own personal life. I can also understand life. It like happens. So we're not always or never going to be on. So that's something that we have to keep in mind, that there are going to be seasons of life that we have to scale back and seasons of life that we can really push forward. But we also want to make sure that we're living in line with our value system and working towards something that is really important to us or something that we're passionate about. Otherwise, what is the purpose? Are you trying to work towards something because you're trying to get approval from other people, because you're trying to run from your past, from not feeling good enough? So, really identifying, first of all, what do you value? And not just living in line with one value. Like our values change throughout our life, but we want to make sure that we find balance in the way we are living in line with our values. So, for example, if you value working hard and having goals, we also have to look at, are you living in line with your value of maybe having a family? Are you living in line with your value of your friendships, of your health, of your emotional health, mental health, physical health? And not just focusing on setting goals and achieving goals. So my advice to people is to, first of all, identify what season of life you're in, because if you're in a season of life that you are mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted and you need to scale back, that's okay, because guess what? A new season's going to arrive if you can take care of the season you're in right now. Second of all, ask yourself, what value system do you have? And if you don't know what your value system is, because oftentimes people don't know what their values are, they just kind of live and they're given value systems from like their parents or their upbringing, and they continue on the way that they were taught. So try to maybe like identify what areas of life are you really passionate about: physical health, mental health, emotional health, nature, spirituality, connection. Just try to identify areas of your life that are really important to you, because that's where our value systems are going to exist. And then third, I want you to kind of look at how well are you living in line with the value systems you hold, so that you can really turn those lights on in a balanced state of mind.
And Stephanie, I love your point of view from the mental side of things, because just from an athlete standpoint or a coach's standpoint, you see a lot of coaches, a lot of players, they're burning out because their focus is mainly on that physical side. As a player, it's mostly training, or from a coach, it's okay, I got to get the practice plans in. I have to get ready for that next game. And sometimes we forget to focus on those little things that's going to help us to keep going.
Yeah. So one thing, another way to maybe break down what your value systems are, to kind of break down your life into, it's like multifaceted. Okay. So we have our maybe career life, our social life, our relational life, our financial life, our spiritual life, and really focus on, how am I living in line with, or am I working towards anything in any of these facets of life? And then that will also help you get in line with more value, or create value systems that are going to help you work towards meaningful goals to also turn those lights on, like Lee is talking about.
That's great advice. Before we end this first motivational video, can you give our listeners some key tips that they can use this week to turn on those lights?
Yeah. So start small. Like, it's a new year, so everyone's like, overzealous about their goals. So I want you to start small and honestly just identify one area of your life that maybe has been a little neglected. For example, maybe it could be, let's say, your emotional health. Or it could be like spiritual health. Everyone focuses on their physical health in the new year. So let's just kind of challenge something different. So maybe it's your emotional health. And if you know that emotionally, maybe you're exhausted from holidays, you're burned out, what could you start to implement emotionally to maybe turn those lights on, to help you turn those lights on? So maybe it's starting to journal, seek out therapy, seek out a support system. Start small, though. It doesn't have to be, like I said, overzealous in this goal. Or if it's spirituality, for example, it doesn't have to be church. It doesn't have to be going to a congregation. It could just be, how well are you connecting to something bigger than you? It could be like nature, being out in nature, keeping yourself like more grateful for the things you have in life. I just challenge you to start in one area of your life that you've been neglecting that could help you set some small goals to work towards turning your lights on. That would be my advice for listeners this week.
If you like this video, please like, follow, subscribe, and comment. But until next time, remember, no excuses and embrace the challenge.
You all no excuse, but you better stand tall. No excuse, get your back off the wall. No excuse, and embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. You better embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. No excuses. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. embrace the challenge. No excuses.